students. Today again welcome to the one more online session. In the previous session we have started with unit number 5 which is photogrammetry. Now today we will see the next point in the photogrammetry, which is the scale of vertical photograph. Scale of the vertical photograph is nothing but the ratio of the photo distance and the ground distance. Okay, so if you look at towards ratio, scale of vertical photograph, photo distance divided by the ground distance. Now here the photo distance will be depend on the type of camera that we are using, and the ground distance will be depend on the terrain. It will be depend on the topography that we are having in that particular area. If we are having very slope terrain, then this ratio or scale we have to take. Consider the scale as per that thing. Right? The scale again will be varying on, if you look at towards a small figure over here, consider the aerial photograph. Say at this height, this is the datum and this is the height from which your aircraft is moving. So this height is again depends on the photo distance. The photo distance will again depend on the terrain. Now, if you consider the flat terrain, the higher elevation is again closer. If you look at towards higher elevation, we will draw a figure for the flat terrain. Now second here, the figure shows the section taken through a vertical photograph. Positions of the negative and positive are shown here. The elevation of lens above the datum is called as the flying height, capital H. Capital H is nothing but our flying height. From datum to this lens, that height is your flying height. So the flying height, which is shown in the H, capital H. Elevation of A and B are shown in the above datum. Datum is taken at mean sea level. So this datum will be taken as mean sea level. We have studied mean sea level, which is located at Karachi. Now, if you look at towards the scale, S will be equal to scale. If I use this area, S scale will be equal to small AB upon capital AB. Small AB is the photo distance, small AB, and capital AB is nothing but the ground distance. As we have seen, it is the ratio of photo distance to the ground distance. The photo distance is small AB and capital AB represents the ground distance. Here one more term we have to show. From datum surface to the ground, from the datum surface to the ground, this height is small h. This height is small h, and this remaining height will be h dash, which is capital H minus small h. H dash, capital H minus small h. Okay, so this figure represents the vertical photograph, the section taken through the vertical photograph, and this is the datum, which is nothing but our mean sea level. AB is your ground, which is having at height from mean sea level h. Capital AB is your ground, small AB is your photo distance. Ratio we have taken as photo distance to the ground distance, and it comes out to be small AB upon capital AB. Now, to give a better modification or simplification, at the end of the simplification we will be getting, if you understood this figure, I would like to give you a small derivation. I will be using small derivation in this area. So let us see how much area I can consume. Okay, so let us use this area. Okay. Now we will be using this point as capital L. Capital L, small a o. Capital L, small a and o. Consider triangles. Triangles. Capital L, small a, capital O, and the second triangle is capital L A P. Capital L A and P. L E and P. So these are the similar triangles. This is your first triangle, and this is a larger triangle. Considering these two triangles, we are going to just modify S is equal to small ab upon capital. So let us see what will happen. So this is the base of a triangle, which is AO, which is half of AB for the smaller triangle, and for the larger triangle AB is your base, so half of AB will become your triangle. So I will be taking the ratio of base to the height, AB divided by 2 What is AB? AB is the full base. We require this base, so it is exactly half divided by capital AB divided by 2. So I have taken this base of a triangle, larger triangle. If you take this ratio of both the bases of a triangle, so that is again equal to the heights LO upon LP. LO is nothing but the height of first triangle. L2P is the height of second triangle. So it will be LO upon LP. I have taken the base ratio of both the base as well as height of both the triangles. Base of both the triangles, ratio of bases is equal to ratio of their heights. Property of similar triangles. It is a property of, you can write over here, as due to very less space I am unable to write, but this is a property of similar triangles. Property of similar triangles. So again, if I would like to simplify it, it will be AB upon capital AB LO upon LP. To get cancelled. Again, to simplify, LO is nothing but the focal length. Here LO, this height is your focal length, which is F, and LP is nothing but the H dash. So here I will use this area, small AB upon capital AB, which is F upon, if you look at towards the previous figure second year, here I have written capital H minus small h will be H dash. So I will again write the same thing, capital H minus small h, which is nothing but the H dash. So where F is the focal length, F is the focal length, F is the focal length, and H dash is the flying height above ground. So if you consider this bracket as H dash is equal to capital H minus small h, which is nothing but the flying height above the ground. Flying height So this is the derivation which is required for, so this is a final derivation. This S is equal to F upon H minus small h. S is equal to F upon H minus small h. So this is the final derivation that we require to find out the scale of a photograph. Here I have just considered a vertical photograph. By using the section of vertical photograph, we have found out a small derivation for the S is equal to F upon small h minus capital H minus small h. Now second year, based on this we will be going for a small problem, numerical. In some exams that numerical was asked, so I will be giving you the numerical, and please try to write down the numerical which is in front of you. Second year, write down the data given. Capital H is given 3600. Vertical photographs were taken from an aircraft flying at a height of 3600 meters. Average altitude of the terrain was 100 meters. The focal length of camera lens is 15 centimeters. Small h they have given as 300. F is given as 15 centimeter. And calculate the scale of photography. Calculate the scale of photography. So very simple. S we have just find out, which is F upon capital H minus small h. So F they have given as 15 centimeter. Convert 15 centimeter to the meter. 1 meter will be equal to 100 centimeter. Convert it to your scale. Capital H is 3600 minus small h is 300. So this is nothing but a scale of a photograph. It was asked in December 2015 for 5 marks. Okay, so very simple formula to understand. Just put the values and you will get the answer. Now, once we complete this part of scale of photograph, the next part, if you look at towards the syllabus, it is the flight planning. Let me write first of all the points that we have to discuss, or the data is normally required for the flight planning. First one is the focal length of camera. Second one is the flying height. Third is the dimension of ground area photograph. Fourth one is the longitudinal and lateral overlap. Longitudinal and lateral overlap. Then scale of flight. Scale. Sixth one is the ground speed of aircraft, of course. So students, these are the points that we have to discuss when we learn about the flight planning. Now it is clear that by using this aircraft we have to take some photographs. We have to take the photographs, analyze it and interpret it. So we have to plan those particular flights. Okay. So while planning the particular flights, the first thing is the focal length of the camera. The camera lenses or focal length of camera plays an important role when we go for the photogrammetry. All the photogrammetry will depend on the camera itself. If we have a better quality camera with a good focal length, then of course the clarity as well as the analysis or details that we are going to find out by using this particular camera is much more clear. Second is the flying height. Flying height is again depends on the area, whether it is flat, whether it is sloping, whether it is having lot of undulations, whether it is completely flat. That is nothing but the depends on the flying height of an aircraft. Next is the dimension of the ground area. There might be some ground which is having a particular dimensions. If you look at towards the cricket ground, if you look at towards the any football ground, it is having a particular dimensions. But in case of an irregular areas where we would like to find out an irregular contour map, then the dimensions of the ground area is again plays an important role. If we have to consider the flight planning, a flat area will require less number of photographs as compared with the completely sloping and undulating ground. Flat areas will require less number of photographs as compared with the completely undulating kind of a photograph. If you look at towards the area, if you consider the area where we have done our contour survey in the first surveying part 1, which is near the Rajaranta Talab in front of Shivaji University, consider that first, and second, consider our college campus in which we have completely done the tiling process. We can consider that area as a flat ground. So considering these two particular areas, the college campus will require less number of photographs to cover the area, and the area which is in front of Shivaji University, which we went for the contouring project, that area will require lot of number of photographs because it is having lot of undulations. Okay, so that is your dimensions of the area, latitude and longitudinal overlap. Second here, what is overlap? If you consider this area, of course, most of the times you wouldn't get a correct traditional rectangular square areas, but consider that this is the area and the aeroplane is moving in such a direction. So this much of area, half of the area is covered by the aeroplane. So what about the remaining area? So for the covering the second half of the area, again aeroplane will move in this direction. First it will move in this direction, again it will move in this direction. So here we have to join the two photographs. So while joining, we have to consider some areas as if the overlapping areas. So I will be considering this is as the overlap. The two photographs should be overlapped to get the clear image of an object. So if the overlap, this is the overlap. If overlap in the longitudinal direction means lengthwise, that is your longitudinal overlap. And if your overlap is just like this in the latitude, in the lateral part, in the lateral or smaller dimensions of your area, that is your lateral overlap. Okay, if it is lengthwise, it is longitudinal. If it is widthwise, it is a lateral overlap. Next is the scale. Just we have seen the scale. Scale is nothing but the photo distance upon ground distance, and last is the speed of an aircraft. So these are the few of the points that we have to discuss, that we have to analyze when we go for the flight planning. Okay, so second year, as far as the syllabus is concerned, we have completed the types of photogrammetry, terrestrial photogrammetry, which is only an introduction, aerial photogrammetry, and scale and vertical photograph, scale of the vertical photograph, and flight planning. Okay, so unit number 5, we have covered all the points. So all of you, I insist, first of all, go to the theoretical notes that I have shared in a Google Drive and understand the whole topic. Then you will be able to understand this particular photogrammetry. Also, I will be sharing you some video notes, some video lectures by IIT professors through NPTEL that will again clear all of your doubts. I have not shared, or I have not sharing you the particular NPTEL because they have gone in detail with the subject. They have gone in detail with this particular topic. Students who wanted, I'll be definitely sharing you the video link in the chat box. But as far as the surveying part 2 university syllabus is concerned, so this much of point that we have covered, that is sufficient. Students, consider GIS, GPS, remote sensing, and photogrammetry one of the new branch as a career. It is just developed. So the students who are interested in sitting in a lab with a computer as well as lab with the facilities. So just like computer engineer, the civil engineer student will also get a job in this particular area. Okay, so thank you very much students for attending session.